This is the community log of Salmes. This broadcast is meant to expand the knowledge base of the Exiles. We Exiles know that the galaxy is filled with hostile entities. Sometimes they find us, sometimes we find them. Sometimes we're prepared for those fights, but that isn't often. We're used to being outgunned. We've learned to fight on our terms or cut our losses. Fighting on your enemy's terms is a quick way to lose. Too bad we don't always get to pick our battles. We picked this planet though, and for Forrest and myself, there's no other option. If we have to fight here, chances are we have to win. The planet's docile daytime nature is apparently counterbalanced by aggressive nightlife. And in that night's darkness, some of our early glimmers of hope to jumpstart our base began to dim.
I think what we could do, if we build, because you have your constructor, correct?
Yeah.
So what we maybe do, build a small outpost out here, and we build an emergency storage outpost on the island we just pacified.
Whoa. Come up here. And look due south.
Another structure.
Yeah. Is this like a beacon fire thing where we attack one and the other one lights up and help comes?
Could be. But if we're expecting the range to be 500, and we haven't seen it pop up yet... Oh, that's not friendly. That is not friendly.
Why does wildlife like me?
It bit me while I was in the air.
To be fair, it had a really long neck.
It had food on it. Just
All
one
right.
meat.
So there's a structure here, or a structure there and a structure here. I begin to think that you're right. We should basically claim this section.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can attack one or both.
I wonder what we could do as a temporary thing. If we dig into the side of the mountain right here, and then we can place our stuff, and it'll be protected if we build a little area in there. Then we can go scope out the bases.
That sounds like a really good idea. I'm climbing up to the top of the hill just to see if there's a third base that is going to surprise us.
I'll start just on the side by that tree here in the blue plant.
Sounds like a plan.
Right near there, I'm going to dig into the wall.
Alright. Small lake. Definitely separated from the other base. Oh yeah, we are going to be situated in between the two of them. So it isn't on this island, it is at the foothills. It's a good view, so in the morning we can get a better look at it. And then, I don't know which one's the better one to go after. I feel like we're within 500 meters, so it should have keyed off. So in addition to another enemy base, some carnivorous raptors, and walking, biting plants, we also have to deal with... Ow! Okay, correction. I've got more wildlife. Gigantic spiders, of course, require gigantic crickets to feed on. Humanoid crickets. Aggressive humanoid crickets that can punch hard. Fortunately, Forrest brought it down. I'm hoping it is actually wildlife and not an intelligent foe who forgot his weapons at home. Good news, the poison eventually passes. In the meantime, you're going to be nauseous and not feeling well.
Oh, yay.
On the other hand, whatever this thing is edible.
Do you not have antidote pills?
Forrest apparently can also do my job and actually assess his inventory. I'd thought that they were merely breath mints. As I foraged for supplies, Forrest finished hollowing out a bunker in the hillside for our use, while also planning a tactical assault for the morning. I'm in favor of your let's attack them in the morning approach.
Yeah, I agree. But we can at least put one of our survival constructors here.
Alright, I'll put mine down.
Okay. And then we could build some storage and put some of our other stuff here that we don't need.
I figure given how things have been going for me so far, chances are you're the one who will do best against the alien base in the morning.
So I don't know what it takes to build a chest if we even have the resources to do that.
That is a great question.
But you're right, there's a land bridge over there, so...
Yeah, so provided the tide doesn't go out and like cut us off.
Yeah. Well, you do that, I'm gonna just go, I wanna go see this other base.
Sure, top of the hill will give you a pretty good view.
Okay. Oh, okay, it's a spaceport.
Well, that's bloody convenient. I assume it's a live spaceport, though.
I would hope so. Let's see. Honestly, according to the map, well, it shows up an enemy, and there's a spider over here.
Coming.
Stay away.
Staying away? Oh, it.
No, not you, the spider. You come here.
So we're gonna have to work on your communication skills.
I
Alright, I see you.
didn't realize my radio was on, okay?
Setting aside the humorous attempts of the wildlife to attack the wrong member of the team, morning came too quick. We set off for the base to the south. I won't bore you with the details, but the selection of compressed assault attempts should suffice to explain how well it went and where we went wrong. Alright, that should be far enough that we don't hit each other and yet close enough that we can actually support one another. Walking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of natives here.
There are.
I wonder if there's
I
another
wonder if
village.
that's what the. Yeah. I would
Although,
assume that it's friendly.
given what they're walking around with, I don't think that we're going to get a lot of good trades out of them if that's the case.
I don't think so. We should just check their villages though and see if there's somewhere we can trade or some resources nearby.
Yeah, well, maybe there'll be a good food
Wow,
source.
look at all those over there to our left.
To our left?
Yeah, to the
Oh.
slight left east.
Wow.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah. And there's a couple on the west, and of course the party that we just passed to the north.
Jeez.
There's a drone?
Yeah.
Oh, and the base is shooting.
Oh. Get to cover.
You say get to cover. I'm just backing up and pretending that this never happened. Unless you still want to go ahead with attacking it, because I'm pretty sure their guns are bigger than ours.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to get closer to see if I can. Oh, hold up. I got some shots coming my way.
You want to get closer to see if you can what?
If I can just see it. Like, see if there's a good angle to attack it from. It looks
Sure.
like there's a lot of mountain nearby, so if we're careful, we might be able to dig to it and stuff. Oh,
Yeah, well, given how quickly I burn for fuel just with the chainsaw. And now it's a matter of bob and weave and get no closer. I've skipped the sections where the terrain blocked the enemy base from targeting. That's the only reason they ever stopped firing at us.
yeah, it's really out in the
Miner
open overall.
Yeah. Well, especially since the thing is still shooting at us.
Yeah. It looks like the best way to attack is almost the way we were coming from,
Well, that's as disappointing as all get out.
because it's got that little lip there that looks like there might be a gap in it. And
I wonder if
oh, it just shot the alien that was chasing me, and it hurt him pretty good.
I mean, conceivably they might run out of ammo.
Yes, got it. They could.
Yeah,
Oh, the cannon drone just went down. I just got them to shoot their cannon drone.
Nice. Well, if you've got the oh, they have another gun turret on. They've got another gun turret on the east side.
This planet's not very friendly. And now there's another drone.
Oh, that's a troop transport.
Oh, crap.
Okay, so yes, the answer is they do summon help. Eventually, we decided that discretion was the better part of valor, especially in the face of superior numbers.
Well, they just dropped off more troops.
Well, that's not going well for us then.
There's a lot of them.
So you're warrior tactical. You tell me. Are we proceeding?
2,
or are
3,
we
4,
aborting?
5, 6. Oh, they're shooting me. They have guns. No, let's not go after it.
All right. And if this is not gettable, I'm willing to bet that that means the other one is not too.
I agree.
So with our initial jumpstart plan in tatters, we started planning for a more basic approach to creating an outpost. I'm going to go back to a Promethean deposit and grab that.
Okay.
Silicon, copper.
And I'll work on getting a bunch of wood, because I'm sure we'll need a lot of that.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Hopefully the meat rots. If you can keep an eye out for an iron deposit, because I think that's what we're going to need.
There was one earlier, but unfortunately it was really close to the base, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm like another iron deposit.
Um, yeah, that the other base. Well, I think it might be out of range of the base.
It probably is, but it's
But
not
it's a way
certainly
past.
out the way of the base. And if it is a space base, there may
Yeah,
be drone patrols that emanate from it that would find the miner.
true.
After the excitement of that morning, the afternoon was rather dull with just digging and coordinating base requirements. Floating gun platform.
Yeah. So we have one person drive, one person attack. We have to mess around with it and see. Okay, now that there's no fog and it's actually sunny, this is actually like a beautiful map.
I can't tell you since I'm inside a dirt hole.
Oh, you can take my word for it. It's really.
The day as a whole was less successful than any of my plans had intended. While I'd gotten a good mine shaft down to the ores, I'd run out of fuel before I could actually extract them. So during the long walk, and then swim, back to the base, Forrest and I made plans for our third day.
What were we saying?
Question and options.
Hmm.
I can go towards the, in the morning I'm definitely getting getting an auto miner placed on the Promethium.
Hmm.
But, are we, should I focus on getting copper for weapons? Should we focus on scrapping the Akua for parts?
Uh, that's a really good question. I feel like at this point, well, in order to scrap, don't we need
We need a
the
multi-tool.
multi-tool? So what's it take to make that? Are you at the
Uh,
base to be able to look?
560 meters away, closing.
Okay. I'd say our priority. It depends on that. If that's not super expensive too, and then I'd say we should build that multi-tool and then go and
Go
start
for
by
the Akua.
raiding that other place. What it may we just have to do is hike over to that other that iron that we do know. Just take a long way around it, you know.
The night was again spent in planning, although this time we stayed safe within our dirt bunker rather than tempting the nocturnal predators to strike. As dawn threatened to break, we finalized our plan of action for the next day.
We should check out that village too. One of us should
Yeah, but
split
the
off to the
village.
village,
Okay.
and one of us should split off to the Kua. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna go back to the Promethean deposit. I'm gonna put the auto miner down with
So
the.
I'll follow you with that. While you get that down, I will head on over to the village maybe, and then we can come back and head down to the Aqua.
Okay, so yeah, while I do the mining, you head to the village. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. May even shoot over once you get the auto miner up. You may almost shoot over to the copper deposit.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is I do after I do the Prometheum,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do the silicon, and then I'll do the
Hmm.
copper. Because if I can get
Yeah.
the 10 and 10, then when we get down to the Akua tomorrow
Hmm.
night, we can start building up the multi-tool.
Yeah. Should be good.
And if I can find, well, do we still have the fibers?
We should.
I've got them. Okay. So if I get extra copper, we'll be able to use that for brains farting. We'll be able to use that for more bullets.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. I'm going to start heading out just because I'm going to
I
swim
think
across the
I will
lake.
do the same. I was just thinking that.
Having outraced the dawn by heading west, Forrest made his way to the village while I went back into my mine. And over a long period of time, I figured out that we hadn't been given auto miners, just auto miner parts. By then, Forrest had finished his examination of the village and a nearby abandoned factory. We agreed to head south towards the Akua to do our salvage. Because what could really go wrong with that plan? We weren't going to attack a base, and we weren't trying to do something for which we didn't have the tools. For once, this seemed like a plan we could carry out. Again, given that we want plant fibers for that cellulose, that we can actually make bullets.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
The Akua is in much better shape than I remember it being.
Think it's flyable?
No.
Okay. I found some textured plant protein.
Don't
Plant
lick it.
fibers. Now you tell me.
I'm gonna wait till you're here, because...
Alright. I have a hypothetical question. I'm asking this for a friend. If this friend were to have licked some plant fibers that had a funny texture, and this friend now can't feel his tongue and it is swelling up, what would one do for this friend, hypothetically speaking?
Rub his neck with aloe vera. Oh, come on, universe. Really? You couldn't let us have at least one successful plan in 3 days?